Not much, man. It's been a little bit, man. You know, since our last interview, I see you still on the up and up. I see YouTube is going crazy, man. So what you been up to lately, Milk?
Oh, nah, man, I had took like a 2-week break, right? Cause a day after my birthday, man, I had like the worst health scare of my life. Boy, I woke up and got my mind right, and then my stomach just started hurting out of nowhere, like horrible, like crampy. I thought I was a woman on her menstrual cycle. Then I tried to go to the bathroom, but I wouldn't have no bowel movement. I did that like 3 times. On the 4th time, when I went on that toilet and when I urinated, it felt weird, right? So I looked down, and when I looked down, it was.
Dang,
And I was
dang,
like,
man.
and I just kind of like low-key panicked, like, what is going on, right? But few months before that, I had went to the hospital, but I didn't even pay no attention. So I think I had kidney stones, right? That is horrible. Stop drinking all that soda, because it ain't worth it.
Yeah, fast.
But other than that, I'm good though, bro. I'm good.
So is that for the fans and whatnot? So that's what the result was. It was because you had the kidney stones.
Yeah. Because at first I didn't know what it was. I'm like, damn, am I about to crash out? Like, am I just about to like, go and go? I didn't know. I was having thoughts, to be honest.
Yeah, anytime it's a health scare, and I saw you dropped a video about it, and I was like, man, that's crazy. You know, that happens a lot, especially, man, as you start to get older, you start being so invincible, you know what I mean? Everything starts to, every little tick, every little ache, you question it. But you say for the most part, you good.
Yeah, I'm good. I went to 3 hospitals to have because I don't trust, I'm not saying doctors ain't doing their jobs, right? But some of them I feel like just telling you whatever low key to get you up out of there. But I went to 3 different hospitals. All of them said it got to be kidney stones, but they wasn't big enough to where I have to have surgery, right? Because some of them you have to have surgery to get it out. But other than that, I'm good. I'm back. I'm about to be on track, and yeah, that's pretty much.
Okay, bet. That's good to hear, man. Now, Milk, man, I bring you here with some drama to ask you about today. And you used to be from Hoover. I don't know your affiliations or whatever, but it used to be in your name or whatever, man. But there's a big situation going on out there in LA with this Hoover RICO case. Now, there's a lady by the name of Lady Duck who ended up getting arrested with a whole bunch of different people who are part of the Hoover criminal street gang. Allegedly. And one guy who is actually from BPS, a guy by the name of Popcorn, a.k.a. P4K, and he's a member of the group, the Baby Stone Gorillas. Now, we're going to take this from the top. When you first heard about this, Milk, what'd you think?
I was upset. I'm like, wow, the first time the feds hit a gang with a RICO charge, it's the Hoovers for sex. I'm like, this is crazy, bro. But then this is why I tell people I don't hang with people, right? Like, they're like, why you don't hang with people? Because I'm not in the streets, and I don't want to be around people, because I could have been tied up in that case, possibly, and it ain't even got nothing to do with it. But that is sick, right? I come from that community, right? I'm not no active gangbanger, right? I'm not none of that. But that is horrible, bro. They need to get dealt with. I didn't spoke out against it. I'm not with that. I don't care who get mad. I don't care who don't like it. I really don't give a because it's very bad, bro. Like these people is targeting underage girls, right? That's coming from like foster homes or living situations where the mama is choosing the man over raising a daughter, and the daughter don't really got clothes, but she see the cousin who got the mama and the daddy taking care of her, so they recruiting them to be whole. But that wasn't the whole Hoover. Like, that's not everybody from Hoover is a part of that or is condoning that or think that is okay. But unfortunately, these gangs don't got no structure, bro.
Now, when it comes to the indictment, it was mostly, I think they made it a Hoover situation because it's like mostly Hoovers on there. You know, you have a couple of different type of Crips or whatnot. You have somebody from BPS, but you know, they made it the Hoover RICO case because it was so many Hoovers on there, and the main culprit, this lady, her name is Lady Duck, aka Amaya Armstead.
Yeah, I'm familiar with her.
And did you know Lady Duck at all?
Not on the street. She younger than me. She's younger than me, bro. By the time I backed up and was getting my shit right, that's probably when they jumped off the porch. But she come from over there. Like her daddy is A-Type P from the set.
Okay, so that makes sense. So she was kind of born into it. Now, it goes without saying. So most people understand y'all hood and Fig are like synonymous together, like that street and that stroll, like the part of Fig that's famous.
But it's three. Yeah, you're right. You're right. The part that's famous because it's three gangs that really. Well, it's a few more, but it's three gangs that control Fig: the Devil Lane Bloods, the Hoovers, and somewhat of the 40s, right? Somewhat, because they kind of on Vernon and Fig low key. But yeah, the part that's see, like, I'm not really mad at them for taking control of that corridor, right? Because like somebody gonna have to do it. It don't make no sense. Because when I was outside, nobody took control of it, right? They didn't. Nobody really. It used to be issues where they oppressed different people if they wasn't from the set or whatever, or wasn't no allied person or whatever. But I'm more worried and mad and upset with the part about the minors.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because you're taking somebody who's in a bad position and you making their life that much worse, man, which is crazy, bro.
Yeah, but then they're not even making their life better. They spending it on lean and weed and fake designer clothes from the plug on Instagram. But I don't respect pimps at all. At all. Now, when I was younger, I grew up on Figueroa. So at one point, the gangbangers didn't respect the pimps, right? But then people got tired of going to jail for a long time for dope. So some people started to try to pimp, I guess. But like when I was outside, I used to be around people that was trying to pimp, right? So I seen it. I tried to do it. You feel me? I pimped for a few days. My name was Snow White the P off the FIG. I tried it, but I was like 15 years old. I really didn't know no better. And at that time, I knew it wasn't for me. Then I started thinking, like, I got nieces, cousins, and if somebody tried to do that to them, I probably would crash out low key, go do something to them. But I don't know, bro. Like when I said that it's not all the Hoovers, I'm saying like everybody from Hoover do not condone that shit, right? But everybody on that indictment is from Hoover. Basically, they just from different Hoovers besides the one dude, P4K. Now, a lot of people is saying like, you tripping. You know why is you saying this about them? And they're innocent until proven guilty. Yeah, I understand that to a certain degree. But this ain't a state case, homie. This is the feds. This is the people that when they come arrest you, they're not trying to prove if you're guilty or not. They're just trying to see how much time they're going to give you and if you're going to cop out. Because they already got evidences. They got snitches already. They got informants. Man, they going to get dealt with though, bro.
The Fed said specifically, they released to the news that video of P4K going to the Blade or to Figueroa and actually putting hands on somebody was one of the things that kicked everything off with their investigation. Even though they had been looking at them for like, I guess they've been looking at this particular crew for like years. But that was like one of the things that set it off because I think one of the witnesses came from there, right?
Yeah. I think the girl that he rushed on the Blade and messed the people taco stand up, right? And wasn't even pimping enough to pay the taco them people no dough. Like, I did mess up your shit. I'm a pimp. Here goes some money, right? But it ain't even that, bro. It's that they got 1,000 text messages and they've been watching them since 2021. February of 2021, that's when they got up on them, right? But I believe somebody's snitching, to be honest. Somebody is telling, right? But they do put a lot of stuff on the internet. You see all the pictures in the news, right? All of them got the little stack of money in their hand. Most of them is in motel rooms taking the pictures. Then they got the video of Lady Duck in the liquor store assaulting a woman, and the woman said, I'm pregnant. And she's still whooping on her and telling her, you was dissing the set. Like, why do they put this on the internet? I don't get it, right? I used to pitch, like, when I was younger, bro, I used to feel like if I take a picture with a blower, then whoever try to run up on me, if they ain't got a blower, they ain't gonna run up on me, right? And one day I was standing at the liquor store, and my brother-in-law, who's in the pen right now, he was like, man, let me hold that, man. And so I gave it to him, right? And when I was in front of the store, Crash pulled up out of nowhere and hopped out like, man, where is that? Where the gun at? We seen it. And I'm like, you've seen it. Ever since then, I knew it was real. And when I was outside, I barely was on Instagram, right? I mean, I took a few pictures, but I just wasn't on there, right? It don't make no sense, bro.
You smart, man. And it takes some people, I don't know, they still do it. Like, you see it with the Chicago drill rappers. They used to post any and everything, and they still kind of do. But with this situation, they was like, Lady Duck was, allegedly she was branding people, like actually putting her brand on people and then taking pictures of it.
She wasn't the only one. 4 of them did that, or 3 or 4. Lady Duck, it was the hands tattoo. The dude hands, notorious Figueroa, and I think J Money.
Yeah. Now, wasn't he the one who had like he already had like crazy cases in the past or something?
I don't think he had no crazy cases like that. That's another dude that got put on once he came, like, he in a whole nother generation, and I wasn't really outside, so I don't personally know that dude, but I know who he was. I'm cordial with him, right? But once again, I don't with pimps. I know people that I've been knowing since 2008, 7, that they're pimps, and I don't chill with them. I don't condone with them at all, bro. Not to say all pimps pimp on my, because they don't, right? They don't gorilla pimp. But I have seen gorilla pimps before, right? I have seen this, bro. And I didn't like it. So that's why I was never a pimp.
Makes it uneasy, right? Like that whole situation, like dealing with, like, it's nasty work to begin with. But on top of that, like when you start adding kids in that, there's a lot of people are upset, Milk. They're like, man, throw these dudes up under the jail.
Yeah.
Break a C if you got to. You know what I mean? By in the system.
I wish they can like public stone them, right? Like stone them in public, because jail isn't a punishment. It's not. I mean, you're locked up, right? But it's not really a punishment. You get to buy clothes, you get to buy jewelry, you get the phones. They giving free phone time now. You get to buy food, Snickers, candy. You can get high, like. You could get iPhones, like people in there making designer clothes. So it's not really like that bad, bro, for them. So, but it is going to be bad for them. So I'll take that back, because nobody is going to let them walk their yard. Nobody. They're going to have problems now, and they ain't even convicted.
That has been said, man. There was a guy from Denver Lanes, Lil B Brazy, I want to say. And he said the same thing.
Baby B Brazy.
Oh, Baby B Brazy, my bad, wrong generation. Yeah, Baby B Brazy. And he said the same thing on his video. He said that, hey, ain't none of that, when they come to jail, it's going to be all bad for them. But just because they were on the news with that next to their name, something has to be, Is that all, for what you know, is that factual?
Yeah. Well, especially because they go into federal custody. They in federal custody. So it's a little different. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie, man. Probably in the county jail, a few of them may be able to wiggle around until convicted.
That's what they said. They said a lot of people, they'll play it off, especially when it comes to cases like, like this. They'll play it off. And then once you're, eventually, if you're convicted, if you really do get convicted, then it just turns all bad. Like once you go to prison, the tables turn. Is that what you've heard?
Yeah, but then you still got some people that might still just want to like press up on you.
True.
You still,
True.
they might be angry that day because they didn't get the green dot to get the little stick of blow. Or they can't get the tobacco from the paisas now. So it's, bro, people ain't got nothing else better to do but make you their victim in jail. And you got them charges.
That's crazy, man. So this is going to be a Fed case. And right now they're all in Fed holding. And we haven't heard any updates since then. Now, when it comes to their hood or whatever, do you think their hoods immediately just turn their back on them because of how serious these charges are? And these some heinous charges, man. Reading it is uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So, like, do you think their hoods will turn their back on them?
I mean, people be acting like street gangbangers got this, like they just like this, like that, like they good people, right? So not really. I mean, to a certain degree, homie, the people that's in jail, right? They not with it. The people that's in jail ain't. You got people on the street, not. But then you got some people that still gonna say free them. Oh, it's innocent until proven guilty. Shit like that, bro. But for the most part, hell no. Especially in today's times with the internet, nobody want to be tied to them. But I'm just saying. Yeah, but I think if man, I don't know, bro, because that's yeah. For the most part, I think it's like it's a split, right? You gonna have some people like, oh, we don't care about that, like that shit ain't true. The police lie, the feds lying on them, like that. But other than that, no, they gonna have it bad, bro. I heard some of them aren't even having it bad. I don't know. I can't confirm how true it is, but But then you hear these fake videos saying, "Oh, you got people calling from county jail acting like they saying P4K ain't around or he PC'd up or something when they're not even in the county jail. They in federal custody. They were a little Dirk at MCD."
Yeah, that's true. So you have people fronting who are saying, "Oh, he PC'd up. We can't see him in county," but he's in federal holding, where they had Crip Mac, where they have Dirk at now, where they have Brick Baby in them, and the feds is different. Is a different game from what I hear as far as opposed to the states. You know what I mean?
You still, if you gang bang, you still going to squabble your enemies downtown in that federal detention center, prison, whatever they call that, right? You know how many people from LA is in there, or from other states, like. But a lot of people in LA go to jail for federal crimes.
Yep, and since the feds now they pick up most felon with a gun cases.
Even before that, people go to jail with the feds a lot, bro. They bank robberies as federal offenses. A lot of, bro, you'd be surprised. Like when they get caught in these federal conspiracy drug cases, they go to the feds. Be a lot of people in the feds from LA.
Yeah, I think Crip Mac said that. He said that when he went there, he even told me the story of how they was running fades. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Ain't nothing, bro. The federal prison ain't nice. That is dangerous.
Nah, that's facts. So, man, with that, man, we'll see how this case plays out, and we'll be tuned in, man, for the rest of this, because I'm pretty sure this is going to be a wild one when everything goes to trial.
Yeah, that's if they go to trial, right? Because the feds got that 98% conviction rate. That's just people pled out.
So you think that they plead guilty on these charges?
Hell no, because I don't think the feds is going to drop it to nothing that ain't got nothing to do with no probably.
That's crazy.
Nobody is pleading. Well, I wouldn't plead guilty to no shit like that.
Ain't nowhere in the world you're going to have to, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have to do something, you know what I'm saying? A paid lawyer for real. Now, what do you think about all the money that they were supposedly getting, man? They said that Lady Duck herself was getting $1,500 from each person, you know what I mean?
I mean, it's possible, right? It's possible. But she was doing other
That's crazy, man. So in closing, man, just so we can, move the needle along a little bit. When it comes to the Hoovers and stuff, you just feel like they're being bad represented by somebody putting it out there that they were that this is a Hoover RICO case with all the things that's involved, right?
Well, repeat that.
So they've labeled this a Hoover RICO case.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And originally it was called Operation Broken Blade. So now that it's been labeled the Hoover RICO case, I mean, you want to go on record and kind of clear it up for your community that really not all Hoovers are rocking with what they did, right?
Yeah, hell no. Hell no. No. Yeah, that ain't no that's not no like Hoover RICO. That is people from Hoover on that RICO, but that ain't just like the whole y'all done indicted 100 individuals from Hoover, right? Y'all indicted a small group. I give y'all that. But yeah, I don't know, bro. But then I'm not in the mix. You feel me? That's why I don't mess with people. And people be like, why you be by yourself and not with a lot of people? Because I don't know what they doing. They could be pimping on minors. And I don't want to be a part of it.
Facts. Nah. Good stuff.